Okay, today we're going to talk about personal resilience. And I find so often when I meet with teachers in the staff room or wherever, that we are under a whole lot of stress. And if we do not manage that stress is going to affect our lives. And stress actually, while it's a good thing because it really motivates me to get into action, it can also drain my energy. And I have found that actually in this, in my own personal being, that I have different energy reservoirs that will demand energy from me, but that I also need to energize and to refill often. And I want to mention 4 reservoirs. The one is my physical energy. When I'm busy with a physical activity, I will use my physical energy. But it's also when I do something and I create something, I work in the garden, and after I've completed mowing the lawn and doing the garden, and I stand back and I look at it, that sense of fulfillment brings energy back. It restores that energy again. People that are healthy and people that are fit are also replenishing their physical energy easy. So it is the way I refill my energy is by making sure that I exercise, that I'm healthy, but also doing things physically that will bring that satisfaction of it was done well. Another reservoir for energy is my intellectual brain capacity. I love language, I love reading, and whenever I see somebody that has a command of his vocabulary and his language, it really energizes me to read that and to be exposed to that. But while I'm studying or as teacher, where we have to set up papers, we have to prepare lessons, it put a demand on your intellectual energy, and it could be depleted very, very soon. There's also emotional energy, where when I feel loved, when I feel accepted, it really fills my energy reservoir. But so often as teachers, we are confronted with pain and problems that need to be solved, and conflict situations that we need to deal with. That drains energy. And so often after a school day, a hard day's work, you go home and you feel totally depleted, emotionally, intellectually, you can't even think straight, and you're physically tired. But there's also a 4th reservoir, your spiritual reservoir, that all of us need to have filled up. The fact that I'm called to do what I do, the fact that I also focus on my spirituality and make sure that as the source of my energy is always filled, really helps me to cope with today. These reservoirs are actually dependent on each other. Let's take a grade 12 student, for instance. She is sitting in front of her desk studying for natural science, and while she's studying, she's actually only using her intellectual capacity. But while she's studying and that energy levels drop, she becomes tired physically as well. She didn't do anything. She was sitting in a chair. She could sit and read, she could sit and watch TV the whole day, she won't get tired. But because she's studying now, she gets tired. And when that level drops, now she's starting to get reservoir demand energy from her emotional energy. And suddenly she becomes grumpy, and she's rude to her mother and to the dog and whoever, because the energy levels has dropped. And it's me and your responsibility to make sure that we look at our energy levels and make sure that it is filled up to capacity where it is needed. So today we're going to talk about what happens when this energy levels drop, because we call that burnout, where my emotions or my whole physical being actually gets to a place where all my energy levels are depleted, and what can we do to prevent that?